What's going on, y'all? So listen.
What's going on, y'all? I know y'all probably was like, oh, is she redoing it? Is she doing it? Is she doing it? Yes, yes, yes. Girl, we are back again for another season of, what is this? College Hill Celebrity Addiction. Edition. Edition. Edition? ED. There it is. There it is. You know, sometimes you got to get your words right. Sometimes some things be simple and it be tripping you up. But we are back for season 2. We got 2 episodes. Somebody tell me when these episodes come out, because let me just tell y'all this. I never knew the date, okay? And the only reason why I knew that it was out because I seen it was a clip of the actual show being shown, between Jocelyn and Tiffany on Twitter. And I'm like, so did the episode come out already? So y'all tell me when the new episode is supposed to pop up, because either way, y'all will get it probably on the weekend. Depending on probably whenever it comes out. If it's on a Thursday, I can work with that because I don't have nothing to do on Thursday nights. So I can watch it when I get home from work and then put a video up. Or, y'all tell me what day it is so that I can be on schedule. I want to give y'all this on schedule, okay? Because it's a little bit late. But it's 2 episodes, so hell, y'all can deal with it. Anyway, we back for a little bit of fun. And I don't know how this season going to go. I feel like the season going to be good, but I feel like it's going to go into a totally different direction because of the people that's on there, and mostly because of one person that's on there, and that's Jocelyn. So this season, I think last season they was down in Texas. Okay, this season they are at Alabama University, Alabama State University, and we have Tiffany Pollard, aka Miss New York, okay, reality TV queen, then we have Quay, aka TT, Quay, blame it on Quay on Instagram, probably Twitter as well. I don't know if he's on Twitter, but I know for sure he's on Instagram. And he has this character that made him really noticeable and get out there. TT. I'm going to be 100% honest with y'all. Quay was funny in the beginning. Right now, it's just, y'all know, and no shade, because I still like him, because I like the fact that he's one of those people that's from social media, from Instagram. Probably was even on Vine. I don't even know if he was back in the day. I have the window open, so I apologize for the loud noise in advance, because, I don't want to turn the air on. I just wanted to cool. It's a little cool, but I just don't feel like closing the window. Because I know somebody going to say, oh, it's too late. Shut up. Shut up. I be cussing y'all out every time, and y'all don't do nothing about it. I appreciate it because y'all know what's being said with love, because y'all know it's always that one person. It's always that one person. Just, all right? But, Quay was funny in the beginning. I'm not saying that he's not funny now with the TT character, but it's like, it's not as funny. You know how it is when some people, they reach a certain point where they're getting a lot of notoriety, and then their stitch kind of change up, and it gets a little bit more commercialized, and it get a little bit more crossover-y, mainstream, and watered down. That's what it feels like sometimes when I look at some of his stuff. But I'm still, like I said, I'm still here for people who take their talents from Instagram, social media, and they are able to expound into, bigger arenas, bigger fields and parts of entertainment, getting that notoriety. So Tiffany and Quay comes in. Well, Tiffany comes in first. Then Quay comes in. They connect instantly. Quay, if you don't have a headline, fedora, all that stuff, whatever you want to call it, you should, because that's literally all he wears. He matches all the time. I will say that. He is being true to himself. And he needs to put out a headline if he don't, okay? They come in, they connect instantly. They want to be in the same room with each other. Now, on the beds, they have who's being designated to what room already. They have the initials of people on like a welcoming basket, right? And so in the room with Tiffany, it was supposed to be, or in the room with Quay, was Quay supposed to stay up in there? Because Quay and Amber Rose are friends. They've been friends for a while. And the basket that was on the bed was AR, so that was for Amber Rose. They moved it. Well, they don't know who all coming, so they moved it downstairs. and moved Tiffany's upstairs, okay? So Tiffany and Quay winds up staying in a room together. Then we get Orion. Y'all know who Orion is. That's Omarion's brother. He had a short-lived music career himself. He's also Jenny Aiko's baby daddy, her first baby daddy. Moving on from that, he tried to be so peace and love with it. Omarion tries to be unbothered. Orion is really what unbothered is, okay? Because he just gives off that vibe he really don't care, okay? He's really not he's above it, meaning that he's not above you, but he's above the drama. He's literally all just about peace and being zen and all that stuff. And of course, they had to bring up his OnlyFans and them jumping jacks, and I was just like, ew. But all right, you girls love that. I could do without, you know. Next thing you know, you got Jocelyn that comes in. Jocelyn, the Puerto Rican ghetto princess. We just got to put that out there. Loving Hip Hop Atlanta. Jocelyn Cabaret. Stevie J baby mama. All of that stuff, you know. That's just who she is. And if you know Jocelyn, you know exactly what you're about to get. Meanwhile, you get also Iman Shumpert. Okay, that's Tiana Taylor's husband. He used to be up in the NBA. You know, now he's an actor as well. He's playing on The Chi. You got all of that. My man said he came up in here, he wanted to finish school, and he also wanted to learn how to sew. He said, listen, I didn't want Dancing with the Stars. I didn't did everything I need to do. Just teach me how to sew at this point. I said, all right. Truth be told, I would have thought Tiana was over there teaching you some stuff or whatever. But hey, you know, get a free lessons here and there. I'm just going to say this. Out of everybody that's in the house, I feel like Orion and Iman probably, they smoke the same weed. And truth be told, I feel as though they are naturally just unbothered, but I really do feel like Iman be on that. He got something else to help him. Like, he really be just high and don't care. You know, he's just really zenned out too. So I like that. Meanwhile, you also get Parker Posey. Is it Parker Posey? I just know her name is PP. Lil Katie from My Wife and Kids. She also played on Games People Play. That was on BET as well. I reviewed that show if you want to go look at it or whatever. It's pretty cool. And, you know, she said she wants to come to school because she wants to show that her family that she's not dumb. I said, wow, that she's not stupid and all this stuff. The way that she said that is like, so that's what they call you. That's what they look at you like, you're the fuck up of the family, even though you have this little bit of success that you've had in the entertainment industry. Probably not as much now, but you still made an impact because people still know who you are. She also has a daughter, and you know, she admitted that she didn't do the best that she could in high school, so she's just trying to show that she can do something. And when I look at Parker, and she's so soft-spoken, and you can tell by the way that she acts, of course she's younger probably than everybody there. She just feels as though like she has had people in her life that basically put her down and made her feel like she was worth nothing. She gives off that vibe. And then, of course, you get Amber Rose comes in. And, you know, we know Amber Rose. She used to date Wiz Khalifa. I think she was married to Wiz Khalifa. She used to date Kanye West. She dated Cher's ex-boyfriend, who was her boyfriend slash baby daddy first. Both them kids look like Amber. I did not see how the youngest one looked recently, but when they put that picture up, Sebastian and the young one, Sebastian and Slash, they both look like twins. I said, oh my goodness, Amber, your genes are strong because who the daddies? They got different daddies and they look exactly the same, okay? But, and you just want to pinch their cheeks. You really do. Meanwhile, they was waiting on one other person, and of course it has to be Ray J. Ray J shows up because Ray J wants to continue his education because he did not get his certificate, because that's what they're doing this for. Let's be clear. No one is getting the degree. So I just want them to stop coming on here acting as if they're about to get a degree or whatever. I really just want to come to school to learn. I just really want to do this. They may be learning, but technically speaking, you still not a college graduate because you did not graduate with an actual diploma, degree, a bachelor degree, bitch. You know, so, I mean, it is what it is. This is all for fun. And I feel at this point, If Ray J pops up on the next season, because I don't even think he's probably going to make it through this season again, I'm 9 out of 10 sure that he is probably a producer on this show. If he keeps popping up on the show. And then that's how I know that this is just for play. Like, it's already been for play, but it is what it is. It's a vehicle for him. So I guess he's going to use this particular season so far as his redemption arc. Because, you know, he said he was doing the most last season. They was asking him if he's mentally back together, and he said, yeah, I mean, I was all over the place, but I feel like I'm okay. But then again, I may be worse. I said, excuse me, what is going on? We got that mess, Ray J crazy self, you know, and we get this whole situation where Tiffany started saying, they let me bring my child, they let me bring my baby. And I'm like, a baby? Instantly, I thought it was a dog. You know what I'm saying? Because these people these days, I ain't even gonna say these people these days, they walk around and they bring their little pets with them each and everywhere. You know what I'm saying? So I really thought it was an actual dog. It was a stuffed animal because apparently she had a dog named Lullaby, and she died. She was here for 13 years, and she had her for 13 years, I should say, and she passed away. She passed away a couple of years ago. And Orion was looking like, what the but he just played along with it, right? And so, you know, at this point, Tiffany started talking about how she's going through grief. Her fiance mother gave her the dog, the stuffed animal, to think about, you know, Lullaby that passed, a replacement. You know what I'm saying? I said giving her an actual new dog would have been nice, but I get it. You know what I'm saying? She said, girl, I ain't finna spend that much money on your ass. I don't like you that much. And, you know, Tiffany is talking about how she's going to a wellness camp after this because, you know, she's still in the process of grieving. And she's going to this wellness fit camp or whatever because she gained 20 pounds from eating, from depression, from being in grief over the fact that her dog passed away. And, you know, you got to deal with that. And when she's talking to Orion about this, Jocelyn comes over and she was like, so what y'all over here talking about? You know, and mind you, it's Quay there too. Girl, at this point, she winds up telling her what's going on. She was like, her dog died, and, you know, she had it for the 13 years. Jocelyn said, oh, please, what the fuck you have a dog for? I don't understand why people go get dogs knowing damn well that they go die 13 years. That's so stupid. I said, oh my goodness. We gonna put a pop. We gonna pause it right there on that situation. I said, oh wow. Now on the one hand, I get Jocelyn is very much outspoken, but sometimes you just got to think about the things that you say, and that's her thing. It's one thing to be blunt, and it's one thing to be real, but it's another thing to have a little bit of respect, to have a little bit of empathy, and she lacks empathy. She probably lacks sympathy too. She lacks empathy for anybody else if it's not herself. She really is such a hard person. And I mean, I get it that you grew up in the streets in the ghetto of Puerto Rico and you did this, you know, the only dogs that was out there in Puerto Rico was the ones that was out there in the streets. I didn't grow up having dogs and all this stuff, and so I don't know that feeling. That's understandable, that's you, but it's still, even if you think the thought of her grieving so long and having to go to a wellness camp and all this stuff, you could just have a little bit of empathy and just be like, oh, I'm so sorry for you. No, Jocelyn can't do that. Later, Amber Rose found out that she's sharing a room with Ray J. She don't want to share a room with Ray J. So she want to be up there with Tiffany and Quay. They decide, okay, mind you, they the ones that switched her room anyway. Tiffany said, am I sad that she went down there? No, I'm not, because this is the room that I wanted. So Quay suggested that they take the bed up and put it in a room. At one point, they decide to do this. And I said, go ahead, Quay. I wouldn't have did nothing. I would have said, child, you're going to have to stay down there. That's just you, bitch. All right, that's just what it is. You're going to have to stay down there. But after this, they come together, you know, they have a little eat. well, they get the little welcome note because they got to go down and go to the little homecoming game or whatever. They get introduced by the people there. You know, it's a football game that's going on. They get the history about how the civil rights movement started down there, Coretta Scott King, no, Rosa Parks and all of this stuff. Okay, cool. But see, what got me was when Ray J said, you know, his grandfather was a part and a member of the civil rights movement. So he was really much here. He was very much here for what was going on. And I said, how can you say something like that when you are outwardly and directly a Trumper? You literally dangle from Donald Trump's balls. I know somebody gonna say, oh, the political stuff ain't got, yeah, it do. It do. You're going to a historically black college and, okay, moving on from that. I never forget when we found that stuff out. I said, what? What? So they figuring out a lot of the things that they want to do. You see, Quay, he wants to be in the band, okay? He wants to be like the band major or whatever. Parker, she wants to do the dance, so be like a majorette. Tiffany wants to be the ones with the flag, okay? So they're just figuring stuff out. They're having a good time being at the football game, and everything is cool, right? So then we get back, and Tiffany is talking about how her daughter died, her dog, okay? Her daughter, which is her dog. And at one point, she said she just lost her daughter. Mind you, her dog has passed away in 2021, and she was talking to Jocelyn about it. And, you know, Jocelyn is feeling sad for her. I said, oh, okay. And she said, you know, I have a daughter too. I wouldn't know or want to know how it feels to lose a child. That would hurt me so much and everything. And so at this point, while they having that conversation, hold on. Ooh, I just spaced out for a second. They having that conversation, so later on they have a get together, they having a little dinner, whatever. Everybody's being cool. Something comes up and I can't remember, but oh yeah, they was talking about chicken, talking about food. The food is so good. The food is so good. This chicken is good. I think Tiffany said something about you gotta make sure your chicken is all the way cooked and it's not pink. You don't want no pink pussy or whatever. And she meant to say chicken because I believe Parker had asked, have you ever had some food that was bad? And when Tiffany said pink pussy, and they was like, no, we don't want to say that. And then Parker was like, I mean, pink pussy is good, right? And Ray J was like, yeah, I like pink pussy, okay? I'm all about the pink pussy. Not no pink chicken, but some pink pussy, you know? And then Jocelyn goes, well, I hope the pink pussy that you talking about is your wife, right? Because you know that's my homegirl. And he was like, yeah, even though 9 out of 10, that's not who he was talking about. Because at this moment, when they filming this is when they still in the process of whether or not they going to get a divorce or not. But we already know that they called off the divorce, okay? But Jocelyn kind of changed the mood. Everybody was on this fun kick, you know, being lighthearted. And Jocelyn got a little bit too serious with the, I know you talking about your wife, right? You know what I'm saying? Because I beat your ass. I just want to drag your ass. Why ain't anybody being so serious and all this stuff and woo, woo, woo. And I'm like, nobody was being serious. You the one that kind of changed it a little serious. Even if you was just trying to be your version of lighthearted, it did not come off that way, sis. But, you know, Amber is already seeing that she ain't finna vibe with this girl. You know, and I said, it's understandable. I have no issue with anybody that has a problem with Jocelyn. I may like Jocelyn to a certain extent, but any negative thing that people have said about Jocelyn is 100% true. Let's just be honest. She's too much. Next day, they go down to the student center to get their IDs and their photos taken and get some merch, school merch, whatever. And they have a good time, okay? They go to students' orientation, and Miss Lady was up in there talking about the school. She said, what y'all not gonna do, you can't come up in here drunk. I don't want to smell no alcohol. I don't want no smelling of no drugs or anything else like that. Tiffany said, now what if you cut your alcohol with caffeine? Is that okay? She said, no alcohol. Jocelyn looking at her like, the hell? Then she said, I just want to apologize to you because I came to your class today inebriated, and the next time that you see me, you're going to see a better Tiffany that only has coffee, okay? Then the lady wanted her to, wanted them to write like stanzas, poems, and stuff like that. Tiffany want to know what a stanza is, what that means. And I believe somebody got annoyed with it. I don't know if it was Jocelyn or probably Amber, but I'm thinking it probably was Jocelyn. Got annoyed with her asking these questions and stuff. But at the end of the day, if you haven't been up in school, you don't do music, you don't write poetry, you don't write at all, I'm not mad at her asking what's a stanza. Because not everybody knows what that is. And I thought when we're in school, there is no wrong question, right? So she wants to be clear, let her be clear. And at this point, Jocelyn was like, she kind of tired of Tiffany because she feels like she's an actress, okay? She's acting, she's doing all this stuff or whatever. And I said, to be honest, all of y'all on the same page. Y'all ain't all, you can say that you came there to learn or whatever, but let's be real. Are you really there to learn? And I get it. And the only thing that I applaud Jocelyn about is the fact that her being an Afro Latina, she proudly she claims her blackness, okay? And maybe her intentions is to come to school, and especially at this HBCU, and learn more about African history, because she probably really don't know much. Also because she is raising a black daughter as well. So, cool, but to be saying people getting to you like, girl, it's a mess. Meanwhile, when they get back to the house, it was something where the teacher had some stuff written down and was talking about doing an assignment about, the church of being Christian or something like that. And Amber said, well, hold on, I'm an atheist. And Quay was like, wait a minute now, I known her for a long time, but this whole situation about her being an atheist, this is something new. And I'm a Christian. I was born a Christian. I've been a Christian all my life. So, she my girl. I'm just going to try not to judge her. And my whole thing is this, because I seen this on Twitter. Somebody said that I follow. They was like, so Amber really got on TV and said that out loud that she's an atheist. And I didn't respond back to it because, it's no point. I don't like to argue with people for their opinions. But my whole thing is, what is the problem? Just like everybody else probably put out what their religious beliefs are, she can't put her religious beliefs out there. And it's not like she's attacking anybody else who's a Christian or who's a Muslim or who's a Buddhist or who's Hindu or who's Jewish or who's this or who's that. She just says she's an atheist. That's it. I don't understand why people, especially when it comes down to Christians, I need Christians to understand. And when I say Christians, I'm a Christian myself. And I had to get out of that mind frame as well. Everybody in the world is not a Christian. Everybody does not believe in the same God that you believe in. Okay? And not everybody believe in religion. Not a lot of people believe in religion as well. It is okay if you believe in God. It is okay if you're a Christian. It is okay if you are a non-Christian but you practice another different religion. It is okay if you are spiritual. It is okay if you don't believe in anything and you are atheist. It is okay if you is agnostic. It is okay if you all of those things. You know what I'm saying? Any one of those things, it is okay because that is what fits you and your personal belief. And how dare a person judge you because of that? Christianity is not the end all be all, okay? Everybody don't believe in everything that you believe in, and you have to understand that. You can't get upset and in your feelings because this person is Christian and this person is Muslim or this person is the atheist and how can you be an atheist? Well, how can you be a Christian? I can ask you the same thing. They can ask you the same thing, you know what I'm saying? The same thing you can ask that person, they can ask you right back. I don't see the issue. I really don't. And Amber has said this before. I remember it being on the blogs. I think she did a lip service episode with Angela Yee, and she had put out there that she was atheist. And if that's what she is, that's what she is. Not everybody believes in God and religion. So, hey, it is what it is. I don't think that that's a big deal. You know what I'm saying? You believe what you believe. Meanwhile, Jocelyn finds out that from Parker, because she was talking to Parker because Parker is her roommate. She was talking to Parker, and basically Parker, she was like, I was talking, I heard that Tiffany's daughter died. And, she had gave Tiffany a hug about it. And she was being very sympathetic all of a sudden, empathetic about it. And Parker said her dog daughter. Her daughter. Okay? She was like, what? Her dog? Man, I thought she was talking about a whole human. Now, see, I'm pissed off because I'm tired of her already. I'm already tired of her. I said, oh my goodness, so you finna get upset because she called her dog a daughter? Her child? And this is the part that pissed me off. Because it didn't have to go. Just like I said what I said about the religion thing. What does it matter if she called the dog a daughter or her baby, her child? Because in 2023, Tiffany Pollard, aka Miss New York, is not the first person to call their fur baby their child, their baby, their son, their daughter, or anything like that. But, of course, Jocelyn gets so upset and in her feelings, and, oh, you made me feel like you had actually lost a child, and I feel that's messed up because I already got a child. Now I want to take my hug back and all this stuff, and woo, 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 woo. And I'm just sitting here like, why are you getting pissed off at her like that? Just say you misunderstood. And that's it. And truth be told, you didn't even have to confront her about it because it's a non-issue. It's an issue that you blew up and made it to an issue, and it made you look like a bully. The way that you just kept on coming to this person, coming to Tiffany and, getting into her face and, trying to come at her because of the way that she want to call her animal, her pet. Granted, I understand that a lot of people don't get the love. And I really think sometimes that Jocelyn is very much devoid of love. I mean, she loved her baby, but other than that, I don't know. Because it's like, try to have some understanding, and even if you don't understand, you don't have to get in somebody's face because of the way that the lady is up here grieving. And then she's telling you don't want to talk about it. Can we talk about this somewhere else? And then she's screaming because you keep on going and going and going. And it's being real disrespectful. And I just don't understand, why is it bothering you so much that she called the dog a daughter? Okay, I mean, you heard her talk about it earlier. It's not, Amon did think that she was talking about a child as well. But we saw that he didn't get upset about it. He said he thought it was a little weird too. He got where Jocelyn was coming from. But it wasn't enough for him to get upset and get all up in her face and to confront her about it. It was messed up. That did not need to happen. And yes, Jocelyn, you're coming off like a bully. Now, at one point, I was Jocelyn. And I'm going to say this in the sense, let me clear it up. Okay? Because I know somebody said, girl, what? I was Jocelyn in the sense that I laughed at people that did over. Because I felt that, some people was doing a much about, these animals dying or whatever. Mind you, I grew up as a dog parent. Okay, as a dog. I had 3 dogs. 3 dogs. One dog got stolen. One dog ran away. The other dog, she ran away after my other dog died, who was like her mother. And so once she died from old age and sickness or whatever, she just ran away. No, somebody stole her. The other dog ran away. You know what I'm saying? So there's that. And, we had her for years, and it hurt. It hurt. I ain't gonna lie. But that was when I was a kid. I would never forget when Real Housewives of Atlanta came on that season, when Kenya Moore dog Velvet died. In a way, you want to know what it is? I didn't have really much sympathy for her because I did not like Kenya back then. And then what happened at that dinner at that table when she told I think Candy and Cynthia was like, oh, I said, Cynthia, you're not making it no better. I couldn't keep it serious. I couldn't feel anything for her. Okay, I just and when she at the funeral, it was funny. It was funny, and people were saying, Ashley, you doing the wrong thing. You was heartless. That's fucked up. I know it was. I just didn't like that lady because when I was at work, my old supervisor, before she transferred to a new location, her cat was sick and she had that cat for over 10 years, like over 15 years actually. Her cat was sick as shit, and then she got the news that the cat died in the middle of the work day, and she took the rest of the day off, and then she took like a week or so off for bereavement. I just never heard of people just taking off for work like that, so it struck me, and it you see, I'm trying not to laugh, but at the same time, was I all up in her face like, girl, now why would you do some shit like that? People care about their pets because if you had your pet for like 10, 15 years, girl, even 5 years, bitch, that shit gonna hurt. Them animals become a part of you, okay? You come home and you see that dog. Listen, and then my FYP and my Instagram Explorer is all full of dog and cat videos or whatever. And the dog videos be really getting to me. Like, I be like, damn, it's time for me to get a new dog. It's time for me to get a dog, okay? Like, I need to have a little furry friend come home and be like, oh, so happy to see me. And guarantee, I said all that shit, and if something would have happened to it, bitch, you wouldn't see me for a minute. You wouldn't see me for a minute. So I get what Jocelyn was coming from, because I used to be her, but I also get where Tiffany is coming from. But see, the difference between me and Jocelyn is I would never go to somebody and be like, bitch, why the fuck are you crying over no shit like this? It's a goddamn animal. You have to take into consideration how people feel, okay? She loved that animal, and it got to a point where they had to get a house meeting, and she just don't give a damn. She don't give a damn about what people feel, what people say. She basically was like, I ain't here to get friends with y'all. I'm here to get an education, and that's it. And on the one hand, that's cool. That's understandable, but you also have to make this environment livable for everybody and not just yourself, because you're not the only person that's going to be there, okay? You can't be rude to people, you know? And so at this point, Amber... When Amber and her get into the fight, they gonna get into it, because I seen the screenshot. We never see the actual clip of them fighting. We see the screenshot that was floating around before the show came on. And I was like, at this point, I want Amber to beat Jocelyn ass. Because Jocelyn been needing her ass whooped for a while. Like a good ass whooping, for real, for real. Jocelyn really thinks she's above and better and badder and more tougher than everybody. And Jocelyn kind of worked like a nigga. You know what I'm saying? And on the one hand, I like it. On the other hand, you gotta chill that shit down. You gotta calm it down, mama. All right? You know, Amber did have a little conversation with, I think Orion or whatever, talking about her growing up on the south side of Philly, growing up in South Philly. You know, her mother is black, and, you know, the kids in school calling her white girl and all this stuff, and woo, 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 and she fighting all the time and having to have, you know, steak knives in her bag all the time or whatever. So that was something. Truth be told, do y'all look at Amber Rose as a white girl or as a black girl? When I first saw her, I literally just thought she was a high yellow black woman. I don't consider her white. When I look at her, I don't automatically be like, oh yeah, she mixed, until I actually see her hair. I don't know what that's about, and that could be wrong too, but I just never really considered her like Caucasian. I just thought because I seen some black kids or people that's like really high yellow like that. But certain times, like I'm looking at the show, and I was like, as soon as she started saying that she, you know, half and half, and I'm looking, and I was like, oh yeah, I can see the white. But I don't know, maybe I just never really paid attention to that. And also, Jocelyn, you gonna get your head, somebody needs to hand it to you, because the way that you treated Parker, and then want to call her a snitch or whatever you want to do, because you feel like they ganging up on you, and because you feel like she told on you because you wouldn't open up the door. Bitch, you had that girl outside for hours, and you mad that she said something about it because you wouldn't open up the damn door? Girl, fuck you. And then you gonna kick her out? Parker, you need to get a backbone because ain't no way in hell. Ain't no way in hell. And you didn't do anything. So, Jocelyn, you can't come onto a show and be bullied, okay? You cannot do that, and that's literally what you're doing. I don't give a damn what nobody say. Y'all can say y'all use that bully word too often or whatever, but in this case, that's exactly what she doing, all right? This is not the good look that you need. On the first episode, you are already ostracizing yourself from everybody else. But anyway, that was the first episode. Y'all tell me how y'all feel, and I'll see y'all later for episode 2. Peace.